Nightmare Areola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, so somebody sent me this link. It's from the nzherald.co.nz. So credits to them. I will leave the link in the description box, and you can read it. Click on it, read it, and come to your own surmise about it. All right, but it's saying here that mid-April, Hughie Fury will meet with the UKAD about that Nandrolone hearing that is going to finally take place. We know that it was set to take place in November of last year, and that date kind of came and went, and we never heard anything about it until now. So let me just go ahead and read a little bit from this article, man, and go over what they had to say. It says Joseph Parker's promoter have contingencies in place should Hughie Fury receive a ban for allegedly failing a drug test 2 years ago and be ruled out of his mandatory world heavyweight title shot against the New Zealander. Fury and his heavyweight cousin Tyson allegedly failed a test for banned substance nandrolone in 2015, and Britain's Daily Mail has reported that the pair will have their long-delayed hearing in mid-April. The news, which Parker's promoter David Higgins said he was aware of, will likely frustrate the Kiwis' camp, as had the Fury signed their fight contract earlier, the bout for the WBO title would have been held in early April before the hearing. So had Hughie Fury not lollygagged around and signed the contract, he would have had to fight first with Parker, then the hearing. But then let's just speculate a little bit here. Let's just say that if Parker and Fury would have took place April 1st, like it was supposed to, and Fury would have beat him, and something comes back fucked up with this test, he would have had to vacate anyways, and then that would have been another black eye on the sport. I want this shit done before he even steps in the ring. So I'm glad that they pushed it back. I'm glad they pushed the fight day back in May, so we can see what's going on before he gets in the ring. All right. Where did I leave off at? Okay. Instead, the Englishman held off, and unfortunately for all concerned, the fight has been put back to early May. The details will be announced next week, with Higgins saying no date has been confirmed, but that he hoped the fight would be held in New Zealand. Okay, now, Kevin Barry came out over the weekend when he was talking to ESPN. I believe it was Dan Raphael he was speaking to. He said the fight will most likely be May 6th, okay? But now according to Dave Higgins, nothing is confirmed yet, all right? But sometime in May, depending on what happens, okay? Higgins told the Herald that should Fury be ruled out, and he and Tyson have vehemently denied taking nandrolone, a prohibited steroid, the 25-year-old Parker would fight someone else. All right, then Higgins goes on to say, the boxing business is about hedging and contingencies. Higgins said, you're silly to only have one option, and certainly if anything like that happened, you have had to have someone solid and credible, at least at the same or better level, on standby, ready to draft in. We can line up an alternative opponent who is at least as good as Hughie Fury. There are a lot of options, but at this point, Hughie Fury is the mandatory. The Daily Mail reported that the British Boxing Board of Control had urged the United Kingdom Anti-Doping Authority to process the steroid accusations, and it is believed that the hearing is penciled in for mid-April. Believed? Well, this shit better be held, man. Let's get this shit out the way with, man. Like, how much longer do us fans have to wait for this? Us fans. Despite the allegedly positive results being reported after tests in 2015, UKAD took until the British summer of 2016 to impose temporary suspensions on both men, but then lifted that probation, the Mail reported. The newspaper said there had been no word on B-sample testing, and Hughie and Tyson claim they may have been the accidental victims of eating contaminated meat. Blame it on the meat. It's always, but I understand. I understand what goes on with those type of, with meat and putting steroids in them. I understand, but it's always blame it on the steak. All right. Tyson, the former WBO, WBA, IBF world champion, relinquished his belts after admitting to a cocaine habit and mental health issues. Robert Smith, Secretary General of the board, told the Mail, "We entrust UKAD with all our anti-doping procedures, and we are very disappointed this matter has still not been resolved." Yeah, you and all the fucking boxing fans. We have frequently corresponded with the UKAD asking them to hold the hearing and very much want them to do so now at the earliest opportunity. Parker's alternative opponent is unlikely to be WBC. Yeah, okay, blah, blah, blah. Now this is just talking about Wilder calling out Parker, but that's not going to happen. The WBC immediately installed Berman Stavern to fight Deontay Wilder. They gave him the mandatory position. WBC fucking lied to us. They said that they're going to have Stavern fight in the interim fight, and they said that they denied Berman Stavern's request to just be given the shot at Deontay Wilder. Then they reneged and went back on their word. Not surprising by the WBC, and they just gave Stavern the fight. Okay, now if anything were to happen with Hughie Fury, let's go down these WBO rankings. David Hayes, number 1. He's fighting Tony Bellew this Saturday. But shit, if he goes in there and blows out Bellew, let's say he goes in there and beat Bellew in a round or two, and it's easy work. Let's put him in. I'm not sure how possible that is. David Hayes says he wants to win a title, but it's so wishy-washy with David Hayes, man. He says he's coming back to win the title, but it seems like the only person he really wants to fight is Anthony Joshua for a title. All right, Hughie Fury number 2. All right, number 3, Jarrell Miller. I love that fight. I would love that fight. I wonder if they have reached out to Jarrell Miller. I wonder if they reached out to him and told him to, probably train and just be on standby just in case. I'm not sure. Andy Ruiz Jr., number 4, rematch. It was a close, debatable fight the first time. Although I had Parker 7-5, there's a lot of fans that thought it was a draw. There's a lot of fans that thought Ruiz edged the fight, but it was a competitive fight. He's number 4. Number 5, David Price. He just got knocked out by number 6, Christian Hammer. Hey, Christian Hammer, for a fill-in type of opponent, I wouldn't be mad about that, being that at least it looked like, or just put it like this, at least he is rated number 6, and his last 2 victories were upset wins for him. He beat Erkin Tepper, and he did beat David Price. Those are upset wins for him, and he did have a impressive knockout victory over Sprott last year. I thought it was one of the better knockouts of last year. I know Sprott isn't a world beater; he's a journeyman level guy right now, but it was a good knockout victory for Hammer. All right. 7, Kurbat Pulev. Last I heard of him, Pulev is the mandatory for the IBF. But hey, this is another title shot, so if they were to elect him. Number 8, Edmund Gerber. I would want to see Gerber get the fight. Number 9, Andre Fedosov. Stylistically, I wouldn't mind that fight because he's a come-forward guy. He's fought Bryant Jennings, and I think the last time he fought was against Mario Heredia. He knocked him down a lot of times in that fight. So I don't know about him getting the fight, but stylistically, I wouldn't mind. Number 10, Ijo Ogono. He just lost to Dominic Brazil. Don't see him getting a shot. Plus, they're stablemates. Don't see them fighting right now. Number 11, Tom Schwartz, undefeated German prospect. Number 12, Andre Radinko. Wouldn't mind it, but I'm not clamoring for that. Number 13, Dillian White. I would love that fight. Number 14, Razvan Kojanu. Kojanu served as Parker's sparring partner when he was getting ready for Alexander Demetrenko. Number 15, Kayatoro Fujimoto. Don't know if I would clamor for that one either. I've heard of Fujimoto. He fought Ashita. You guys remember the guy that fought Golovkin? Ashita, and fought Kirkland and those guys at junior middleweight. He moved up to heavyweight and fought Fujimoto twice. Actually, 2 competitive fights. Fujimoto got the victory. But yeah, man. So I just went over the whole top 15. If it were up to me, I would want him to fight Jarrell Miller next. It makes the most logical sense. He is rated number 3. He is 1 spot below Hughie Fury. So let's just go in order. He's undefeated. He's confident. You know what I mean? So that would be my pick if everything goes to shit with Hughie Fury's drug hearing. All right. So I just wanted to get that news out there. A lot of people have been asking me about this. There you go. Mid-April, they're supposed to have the hearing. I'm out.